Appropriation orders to amend the operating budget for the calendar year 2024 to transfer funds from the ARPA Fund 3046 to ARPA Revenue Replacement Fund 1006 to Arkansas Historic Preservation Grant Fund 4092 to make additional appropriations and for other purposes. Whereas Hempstead County has been awarded a grant that covers up to $264,800 in expenses to replace the roof on the old courthouse, which does not require any matching by Hempstead County. Whereas Hempstead County granted the state of Arkansas a conservation easement by and through Arkansas Historic Preservation Program, AHPP, which requires any changes or construction to be approved by AHPP. Whereas Taylor Kempsky Architects, PA, has been involved in all aspects of the grant proposal before it was awarded, and they have provided a contract for the county to approve whereby they would provide all architectural services related to the project, which include ensuring design, bids, and construction itself meets AHPP requirements for 8.5% of the total construction cost, along with their reimbursement of expenses plus 10% of those expenses. Whereas the grant can be canceled before any bids are accepted if they are too high, but the county will still need to compensate Taylor and Kempsey Architects, PA, for the architectural service they will have rendered at that time to ensure the design and bids meet AHPP requirements. Whereas Arkansas Code Section 1911-801 does not require competitive bidding for the procurement of architectural services. Whereas the ARPA Revenue Replacement Fund may be used generally for government services traditionally provided by county government, these funds are subject to all the normal county budgeting, appropriation, and expenditure regulations of Title 14 of Arkansas Code annotated. Whereas the Arkansas Historic Preservation Grant Fund 4092 is an active fund with Hempstead County. Now, therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of the County of Hempstead, State of Arkansas, that Article 1, Appropriation Ordinance 2024-1 and its amendments for the calendar year 2024 is hereby further amended, and the sum of $25,000 shall be transferred and allocated to Hempstead County to the following funds in the amount set forth below. First, from the ARPA Fund 3046 to ARPA Revenue Replacement Fund 1006, and then from ARPA Revenue Replacement Fund 1006 to the Arkansas Historical Preservation Grant Fund 4092, more specifically set out as follows. 3046-1349999, transfer out $25,000. 1006-1349999, transfer in $25,000. 1006-1349999, transfer out $25,000. 4092-1363004, engineering architectural, $25,000. These funds are appropriated to cover the architectural services to be rendered by Taylor and Kempsey Architects, AP, PA, in the old courthouse roof replacement project, which shall include ensuring the designs, bids, and construction of the roof replacement meet AHPP approvals. Copies of said budget shall be filed in the office of the county clerk and shall be available for inspection and copying by any persons during normal office hours. Article 2, if any of the provisions of this ordinance or the application thereof to any person or circumstances shall be held invalid, such invalidity shall not affect the other provisions or application, and to this end the provision of this ordinance are declared severable. Article 3, pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated 1414907, this appropriation ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approval, dated this 22nd day of August 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Who said second?
Karen, that 4092 needs to be 4902. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
4902. Got it. Thank you.
I'm just gonna make a comment. This is moving on with the grant that we got to refurbish or to preserve the old courthouse, and this was an architect that early on was recommended by these nice folks.
The question I have is this additional money that we're gonna have to pay above the $264,000?
We have to pay for all expense they reimburse us.
Okay, will they reimburse us for this architect fee
Yes,
if it's above $264,800?
No.
no. But if it's above their bid, then we don't have to award it. If it's above what's left, 264 roughly,
The only issue I've got
239.
about it is, we said we weren't gonna put any more money back in the courthouse.
And we're not.
Unless it's money in the grant, strictly by the grant.
True.
So, in other words, we get $264,800, as long as it's within that scope, then I don't have a problem. If it's additional to the scope, then I've got an issue.
I think we all do. But no, supposedly in applying for the grant, they had put contingencies for increased cost, and their fees and architect's fees were included in that original grant.
I'm with Steve. I don't wanna do anything on that courthouse that's gonna shoot me in the foot when it comes budget time.
That's right. I mean, we've already,
Just, I'm the one that speaks in layman's terms, and I don't want that to happen. There's some things we need to do that we kind of talked about here and there that I won't mention, but those things need to take precedence over the building. Now, that being said, we are just like a man that owns two houses. If he wants to get rid of the old house, he's gonna have to keep it up.
Yeah.
So we can't let that thing fall in. I mean, we're gonna have to, we're dancing on the scales. As long as we can get it to balance, I'm good with whatever.
Well, we had that roof redone a few years ago, didn't we? No, it was not, it was just a,
Yes, it was redone, but was it redone correctly? No.
they're gonna have to tear it down with the wood.
Since it was just an overlay.
Yeah, it's a flat roof.
that's all thing, the only question I had, and I was not even supportive of putting any more money beyond the grant, so. That was how it
Well, Steve, I'm not either, but like I said, we're just like a guy that owns two houses. You can't let the house you moved out of go downhill if you want to get rid of it. I mean, if you look at it like that, at some point, we may have to throw a quarter or two at it. But it's a beautiful building, it just didn't fit what we needed anymore, but it might be perfect for somebody who's willing to take it. And if we let it fall in on itself, then we're gonna be responsible for the demolition, tear it down, whatever. So I think it's probably cheaper to keep it up until we can shuffle it to somebody else, whether it be, give it to whatever entity.
The only issue I had was in the way, and this is not a negative, just in the way that it's worded. I don't want to be, in essence, indebted if we come back with a grant for $1 million or $2 million to take out mold, et cetera, and it's not 25,000, it's 150,000, and we don't get our money back.
But we won't be there for a long time. Essentially, I think what I understand is we do this one, and then there'll be another one.
There's another one coming
That
up.
will come up to essentially seal the building on the outside, and then that should theoretically until next.
All right, my concern was the percentage of what you're getting, whatever, as long as the grant covers all of it, it's all included in that bid. If that covers it, then I'm gonna pay.
Roll call.
Ashley,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Clayton,
Yes.
Darling,
Yes.
Griffin,
Yes.
Gunner,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Lather,
Yes.
LaRue,
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Motion passes.
business, just to give you an update on where we are in purchasing the current hospital property. We were supposed to be in court today to get final ruling, but yesterday, the judge sent out a 9-page ruling that essentially said that the landowner had tried to sway more equity away from the operator, and so whatever all that means. But anyway, the property owner and operator are crossways just like this and arguing over how they're going to split the money. So I think that effectively brought everything to a screeching halt. Supposedly we're in agreement with both with MPT, the owner of the property, and also with Steward Health Chapter. Their lawyers had called us earlier and said we're good. So those are the two biggest hurdles. Then the final hurdle will be negotiating an operating lease with Pafford, our operator. And we've got a couple of versions out there on version number 129. Hopefully though, if we ever get to close, then we'll be able to bring some firm operating and lease, and hopefully some idea as to any commitment we might get from state funds and how that will affect the lease. That's essentially, without confusing everybody with a bunch of details, it's a long drawn out process. It's going to be drawn out further.
Now, what was in the paper today, we finished up, or at least there will be another ruling before August is over.
Hopefully. They supposedly moved the court a week, 22nd to the 29th. So,
It's like the fifth time it's been.
but it's been moved, you know, the movement, I kept saying it was going to be moved this week, but they didn't send the notice of the delay of the hearing until after midnight last night. So, anyway, we're moving forward. We're still having active discussions, and as soon as we get something concrete, y'all be first to know.
Ms. Bonnie, you want to come up? Talk to us? While she's coming up, tonight we're going to get through, let's try to take everything out of here, because we're holding security guards here. So we want to save money for the county. While they're there, they're getting paid, we can get them out of here quicker than what else. That helps.
I'll throw Jesse on my shoulder.
Jerry, throw that at me, you know, be the bad one.
I'm here on behalf of George Washington tonight. I'm Martha. He's busy with Constitution business and he sent me instead. You know how it is to get a representative to go do work for you. This September, and since you meet the last Thursday of each month, or the fourth one, and Constitution week in September is the week before, and I didn't want to come a week after the month of newly been gone, so I'm a couple weeks earlier. But on September the 17th, 2024, marks the 237th anniversary of the signing of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Continental Convention. It is fitting and proper to accord official recognition of this significant doctrine and the memorial anniversary and its patriotic celebration with which it will commence on this celebration. So it goes from the 17th to the 23rd every year, no matter what day of the week it's on. And the first day on the 17th is considered Citizenship Day. And there's nothing more impressive than to see all of the people that have taken the Constitution test that knows more about the Constitution than most Americans do, to hold up swear that they are going to be good citizens of the United States. And that ceremony can include thousands of people when you come to New York City or the state of New York. And so each state has its own day, their own celebration of all of the people that have come into the United States and have followed the rules. And some of that includes being in the United States for 5 years, have had a job, and have contributed to their community before they can even study and take care of the test. So I know I gave you a Constitution last year. You can pass the basket around. Feel free to take another one if you've got somebody that has used for one, or you've lost your one from last year and would like to read it again. If any of you have grandchildren in the high school, freshmen can read as well as seniors. And so I like to pass those out because some people have never read the Constitution from beginning to end. And I appreciate your time. Could I give you the time to close this with me?
Beautifully, it's
Gotcha.
Did you get my picture?
I did.
My camera?
Several, yes.
Oh, okay.
We got them.
Would anybody out here like to have a conversation?
Motion to adjourn. Second. Amen.